we prepare to sing this last song, I want to plant a seed in your heart this morning. It's an old familiar hymn. There are so many people in this world, and I used to be one of them, who chase after deeds of kindness and do deeds of excellence for people out of a heart that seeks to pay for your own sin. And I'm here to tell you this morning that there was a pastor who was a good friend of my father, who's now in glory. Not the pastor, but my father. And he wrote this book, and there's a chapter in it on the doctrine of expiation. And that's a big word, but all it means is that if you trust Jesus as your Savior, one of the things that He invites you to do is to take your sin and to place it upon Him.
That's right.
So that He may carry it away from you. Amen. You know, in the Old Testament, they had a scapegoat. The nation of Israel, on the Day of Atonement, they would take a ram, and the high priest would place his hands on the ram, and then they would cast it out into the desert. And what that would symbolize, it was a symbol, it was a picture of the people's trust that the Lord would remove their sins from them. And we have a lot of nice words that say, oh, you know, it was a bad decision, or it was a mistake, or it was a failure. And those are all true. But chief among them is we sin against the Lord. And we sin against, as David says in Psalm 51, against you and you only have I sinned. Well, is that true? No. He sinned against Uriah. He sinned against Bathsheba. He sinned against his family. He sinned against a lot of people. He sinned against the nation. But David is saying there, Lord, compared to all these other people, I've wronged you worst of all. And so the greatest thing about the gospel is that Jesus doesn't leave us in the bad news that we are sinners, but that He makes a way. He gives us the good news. He says, you know, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. I will give you water, living water, that you will never thirst again if you come and drink of me and eat of me. Blessed are those that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. And so what this song says, basically is, it says this, listen. Let's go to the chorus. It goes like this. You know this. Jesus paid it all, and all to Him I know. Sin had left a crimson stain, He washed it white. So let's stand and let's sing. Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. Child of weakness, watch and pray. Find in me thine all in all. Sing it out. 'Cause Jesus paid it all. Yes, He did. And all to Him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain, He washed it white. For now indeed I find, for now indeed I find, thy power and thine alone, can change the leper's spots, change the lepers, and melt this heart of stone. Melt this heart of stone. Jesus paid it all. Jesus paid it all to him I owe. All to him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain. Sin had left a crimson. He washed it white as snow. Washed it white as snow. He washed away all my sin, all my shame. Oh, hey. And when before the throne, I stand in him complete. I stand in him complete. Jesus died my soul to save. My soul to save. My lips shall still repeat. My lips shall still repeat. Jesus paid it all. Jesus paid it all. And all to him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain. Sin had left a crimson. He washed it. He washed white as snow. Yeah, Jesus paid it all. Sing out. Jesus paid it all. All to him I owe. Sin had left. Sin had left a crimson stain. He washed it white as snow. Sin had left. Sin had left a crimson stain. He washed it white as snow. He washed it. He washed it white as snow. He washed it white as snow. So this is what we say now. Oh, praise the one who paid our debt and raised his life up from the dead. It goes like this.